and welcome everybody to a new video card making tutorial by Anna von Lucy Paper Crafts. And today I want to show you how to make two cards with this really gorgeous inked botanicals suite. You'll find it in our annual catalog, pages 94 through 95. And it has this really nice stamp set, inked and tiled. It's a cling stamp set, so it has the red rubber. And it is almost like, I would say, pressed flowers print. That's what these images look like to me. And then it has a whole bunch of very versatile sentiments that you can use for many occasions. And it also has a pack of 6x6 designer series paper. I'm not going to pull them all out because I'm sure you've seen it before, and you can see all of the patterns here in the catalog. But I really love it. It's kind of, it has this pressed flower look that matches the stamp set, and then we have some really cool patterns here as well. So some plaid, and I especially love the color combination. It's petal pink, Calypso Coral, crushed curry, lost lagoon, and pool party. So except for crushed curry, it's a lot of our settles, and then it also comes with a lost lagoon ribbon. Let's see where I put it. So really nice, and it has almost like a cotton or linen texture, so it's really nice. And I'll be using this one and then another ribbon as well from a different suite actually. So yeah, let's go ahead and make some cards. So I prepared my card packs here, and let me just put these away for a second. So the first one we're going to be making is in Lost Lagoon and Pool Party. So I have my card base here already folded. This was cut 4 1/4 by 11, folded at 5 1/2. So it's a portrait. And then we have some die cut circles here, some glue dots, and some ribbon, like I said. So this is the, let me pull that up for you guys. You see, it really, and it ties really nice bows, and it's, yeah, I just love the texture of it. So all right, so we'll use that later. Then we have some pieces here, some Lost Lagoon, and this really pretty designer series paper. And this is 2 by 5, and then this is 1 7/8 by 4 7/8. Backside is crushed curry, but we're going to be using this. So let's go ahead and put that together. Now, if you want to, you can write down measurements, kind of pause the video when I mention them, but I will email a PDF tutorial out to my subscribers, my email subscribers, so make sure you're on my email list, which you can find, oops, that was a little bit tight there, so I'll just move that around a little bit. That's the nice thing about our stamens here, you can still move it around. So all right, that looks good. Okay, we got that piece. So yeah, you can go to my website, annavonlucy.com/newsletter. I also put the link in the description of this video. So make sure you sign up to my email list, and to get free card making tutorials, and also for the cards I'm showing you today. Now, then I also have these circles. We'll deal with that here in a second. Actually, we can go. So I want to stamp on this first. Yes, so we're going to stamp in Lost Lagoon straight on our card base. Now, if I do mess this up for whatever reason, I'll probably cut a quick layer. So let me just get off some ink. I didn't clean this off. That wasn't good. So just cleaning that in my chamois. So I'm going to be using this big leaf. So let's see here. Can you tell? Again, I'm out of practice doing videos. So just making sure I ink that up. Right. And let's see here. About there. It's not science behind it, so just kind of place it there. So we're going to let that dry for a second. And while we do that, we can go ahead and work with our circles. I have something a little bit here in my, well, I might put the dot there here in a second. So I have here a stylish circle die cut. So let me show you the dies that I used on this one. So our Stylish Shapes dies, and I used like the middle-sized one and then one size smaller. So you could just do that layer. So that's that one, and then in basic white where I'm going to step my sentiment, I use that one. Now to get that in between layer for this one, I used one of my these are Retired to Layering Circles dies, but I'm sure you find we have multiple sets of dies in the annual catalog that have circle dies, so you could use that. Or let's see, if we go maybe 1 7/8, so a little bit smaller than 2 inches would work. Also, if you have a circle punch, we do have a 2-inch circle punch, so you could use that too, but I just love my layering circles dies to do this kind of extra layering. So I'll just plop that back in here. So let's get that out of the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my happy birthday, also in Lost Lagoon. So for this card, you only need a Lost Lagoon ink pad. And what I love about circle dies for sentiments is, you know, it doesn't really matter. You can always turn your circle so it would be straight. So let me clean that up and let me get that out of the way, because I just know I'm gonna get my fingers inked up. So squeak, squeak. And we're gonna need the leaf for our second part. So I gotta make sure that's cleaned up. All right, so now we can put this together. I put a little bit of glue here. Where did I put my glue? Anybody seen it? Yeah. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of Tombow on top of here. So this I'm going to glue down directly. So if you have these layering circle dies, hold on to them, because you can combine it with so many of our other circle dies that come in all of the other, you know, fun sets where we have kind of stitched circles and scalloped circles and all that. So, and then I'm going to put some ribbon on here, and I'm going to be using up some of my glue dots here. Let's see, can I peel this off? So I still have lots and lots of these glue dots that come in our card making kits, and I never seem to use them for the kits, so I try to use the glue dots up. Oops, sorry, I was off camera. So I just put a glue dot right there, and just to put fold my Lost Lagoon ribbon here a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and put one right in the middle, basically in the middle. You don't have to measure that. I'm going to put that about right there. Now if you wanted a little bit more security here, clean that down. I like to use just some clear tape. Not a whole lot, just need a little bit. Oops, you see. To glue that down, we can use that again later. And some dimensionals. I'll put one there. And one there. I guess we'll do 3. Okay. And now I do want this on a diagonal. And we're going to put that down. Okay. So just really, really sweet. 3 different, well, technically, if you count white now as a color, 3 different colors. I just love this effect. Let me pull that up. Of, you know, it just adds so much detail to your sentiment. So it's just really fun. And wait till you see my second card. I have a neat little trick also for this middle layer. for another set of dies. So now what we're going to do here is we have our panel. So we're going to put some liquid glue on that. And I like to place my card sideways. And we're going to do roughly the same distance all around the panel. So that's why you don't want to have your leaf stem too far out to the left. But of course you could also do the arrangement the other way around. You could tilt your leaf and stamp it here and then put the panel on the right. I just love this one. So, and then I'm just going to put some glue over here and put that right down there. Okay. So since I'm not using dimensionals, I want to push down, just applying some pressure onto the liquid glue so it really goes down on the card. So really nice tone and tone. You know, that was actually pretty quick and easy if you just prep your pieces and then put it together. It was actually, you know, pretty sweet and simple. And you can switch that out with, again, with circle dies. It's always nice and easy. You can switch it out for the other sentiments. There's hello friend, lots of love, just a note. The congratulations in there is pretty like skinny and long, so that might not fit, but then there's also a thank you. And then I have our rustic metallic adhesive back dots. There is no, besides a ribbon, there's no other matching or part of that sweet embellishment, but I thought these look really nice with that. So I'm going to use a small one. Let's see, I'm going to put that right there where I have this weird little, I don't know, something. Oops. Oh no, did I take it off the glue dot? No. Sometimes that happens. Does that happen to you guys too? That you want to replace a little dot and then it comes off and the glue dot is still on your paper. So I'm going to take a big one. I'm going to put that right there. And then a third one kind of over here. All right. So there's card number 1. And I'm going to leave this here on the side. So yeah, and if you want to see my first design, you see I stamped it a little bit too far to the left, so if you want to actually see more of that leaf, then I would put it to the right. And of course you can stamp the leaf on the inside as well on your envelope to all make that match. So that was card number 1, and now there's not going to be a big surprise here, but I did the same thing with a different piece of paper, just different color combination in Calypso Coral and Petal Pink. And let's see here. I've used our new, let me pull them up, Nested Essentials dies. Whoops. So there's, you see, I did the same layering of Petal Pink, Calypso Coral, and then Basic White with the cinnamon. Focus. Sorry for the glare. So these are our new Nested Essentials dies. And I used the 2 smaller ones for this. And like I said, I have a neat little trick. Let me pull that up again. On how to make this nice rounded corner middle layer. So just wait a second here and I'll show you. All right, so there's card number 2. Let's pull out our parts here. So same thing, same measurements, and there's some more glue dots. We have our card base, and we have our Calypso Coral. Again, that's just 2 by 5 and then 1 7/8 by 4 7/8. So let's glue that down. I'll use the Stampin' Seal. I prefer to use the Stampin' Seal on designer series paper over the Tombow glue, the green glue, because if you don't get your little lines of liquid glue thin enough, it might actually be visible. It's kind of like creating bump throughout the designer series paper because it is thinner paper than our cardstock. Right, so we got that. And then gotta make sure I cleaned off my stamps. So I'm using my Calypso Coral, making sure that we're in focus here. Let's see if I can keep it to 20 minutes. And then again, just, let's see, kind of to the right and in the middle. Okay, so let me show you something real quick. I'm talking about staying to 20 minutes. And now here, that was the card we just made. And so my Lost Lagoon, since it's a new ink pad, it's pretty juicy still. So, and my Calypso Coral definitely needs some re-inking. I don't know if you can see that actually. It's a little bit lighter in the middle. So, but that's why I wanted to make this card before I re-ink it, because certain stamps, just to the way they're designed, you know, this has a lot of like broken areas to get that pressed flower look. So if your ink pad is too juicy, then it's not going to bring out all the detail in the stamp. So sometimes it makes sense to, before you re-ink, make some cards with very detailed stamps like these. So you get all the details on your stamped image and on your card or your project. All right, so we can go ahead and do the same here. I should get that out of the way. Again, like I said, if you have good practice with our liquid glue, then you get really nice thin lines, even on designer series paper. But, so I'm lining that up. And it's easier for me to do it this way, with my card base in landscape, even though it's a portrait card. Yeah, looks pretty straight to me. So now we have our labels here. Now here's my little tip for you. Well, let's stamp the sentiment first. This time I'm going to make a thank you. I always need thank you cards. Oh gosh. Sorry if you see some of my gray hair now peeking in. Okay, there you go. Now I'm going to close it and get that out of the way. And now I have, like I said, in petal pink. So this is the matching, this is the smallest and this is the second smallest of the nested essential size. There's no size in the middle. Now what I did here, I die cut a label of Calypso Coral that has somewhat curved edges. And this is from our Something Fancy dies. Let me show you what I did there. So this is the Something Fancy. I'm trying to avoid the glare. The Something Fancy set of dies. You also find that in the back of the catalog, of our annual catalog. I can't recall the page right now, but its item code is 160424. And I used this one, the smallest one here. And here's my little trick on how to make it fit perfectly. We're just going to use, you know, your paper trimmer, whatever you have. And I'm going to line up and just basically just cut off these small ends here. So let's see. Lined up and cut. And again, just what I'm doing is just exactly lining up that edge with the edge on edge, basically. So you see, this is what I cut off, almost like little tabs. And now we have a nice little, a little bit, just a hint of round edges. If you have a corner rounder, I tried different sizes for that, but this is actually the quickest because I just need to die cut it, don't have to worry about the size. And then just trim off those two pages, sides, not pages. What am I talking about? So let's see here, just putting a little bit of glue on there. Oop. You see how that is just a perfect fit? And of course you could just cut this piece. You can do that too. But I love the details on my cards. So I wanted a little bit of a curved edge, especially if we put it now on the petal pink. Let's see, is this straight? I might have stamped not 100% straight. Maybe that's what's bugging me. So now I got some petal pink ribbon here, and this is actually a combo pack with our lemon lime twist. I love both of these ribbons. I just have used that one more so far. From our Zany Zoo or Zoo Crew collection suite at the beginning of the catalog. So that's where I got that from. I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to take off some backing there. And I don't know, how long is this piece? So it's maybe like 6 inch or so, 5. And again, let's see, where do I fold it? Okay, pretty much there. So I'm just gonna put one right there. Oh, it didn't come with me. All right, there we go. So, all right, and again, I'm gonna put a Buddha just right in the middle. Let's do it the other way around. So that's gone. Yay, I used some up. And I want to put this like so, the diagonal from corner to corner. And again, if you want to, just use a little bit of tape. Oh, I crossed the 20-minute mark there. Probably talking about the labels. But I wanted to show you that little tip with the Something Fancy dies. Alright, and then some dimensionals. I mean, we're almost done. I'm just going to put one there. And one there. Taking the backing off. Yeah. And then just, I know I'm somewhat off camera, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to keep my head out of the way. So there we go. So let me pull that up. You see, just need a little bit rounded corners from that label, just enough to, you know, have it match a little bit better compared to straight edges. So if you're really good with your scissors, by all means go ahead and like trim corners or use a circle punch, whatever you like. But I love that I can use what I have, the Something Fancy dies. All right, so then last 2 steps. Again, just putting some glue on here and placing that now on my card. And let's see here. Let's have a little bit of that leaf show. Is that straight now? Does it look straight to you? Again, just using my bone folder to push down the glue to make it all nice and even. All right, there you go. Just a sweet little idea with the stamps, and I mean, there's endless possibilities, of course. And oh, our dots, of course. Forgot that. So again, I'm going to put a let's see, I'm going to put that here. I'm going to put a small one down here. If it wants to let go. And then I'm going to put another one down there. All right. So that was card number 2. So let me bring in my, and this was my first sample. So, oops, I'm sorry, I hit the light. Same design, same layout, just a little bit of variation in the colors. So therefore the cardstock, and there goes the siren. I'm sorry if you hear that. And then just switching out, you know, whatever labels, layering label dies that you have, or punches even. You could do this if you have 3 different circle punches that fit together, then you could do that, of course, as well too. Like I said, make sure you're on my email list. I will email out the tutorial for both of these cards with a full supply list, measurements, photos, and all that to my email subscribers, annafunlucy.com/newsletter. That's where you can sign up. And yeah, I hope you like the cards. Let me know which one you like better, the Lost Lagoon Pool Party or the Calypso Coral Petal Pink. Please leave me a comment and leave me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, just click the little subscribe button down here in the corner. And make sure you turn on the bell so you get a notification for my next video. And yeah, thank you for tuning in and have a great day. Happy stamping. Bye.